Something I learned in the Marine Corps was if the plan's not working, change the plan. So, so let me start from the beginning when I should have started prior to some of our people not showing up. But anyway, first of all, thanks to everyone for being here. It was glad you could be part of this. We're honored to have our district governor here finally. Nancy Van Pelt. Nancy, if you'd like to stand up and say hi. In the Rotary tradition, we also have a couple past district governors here. Don Schiller. Don. Tom Burns. I want to say something special about someone else that's here in attendance. We don't see her all the time, but Lois Grotwald is here tonight. And Lois's husband was really the start of Rotary Friendship Exchanges for 5510, which is 5495. So really, I don't think 5495 ever did an RFE, or 5490 ever did an RFE before. Is that right, Nancy?
I don't think so.
No, and 5510 did not do a Rotary Friendship Exchange until Dwight got it started. And so basically, her husband was the start of it, and actually when he was in a nursing home, and he called me one day, and he asked me to come see him, and I went to see him, and he said, "Frank, I want you to take this over. I don't want it to die." And so I kind of made a commitment. Dwight was my mentor. My father died at 63 years old, and when he died, I was in Rotary, and I told Dwight this a number of times, but I adopted Dwight as my father, basically, and I went to him numerous times, and he was very special. Next, and very importantly, I want to recognize Val Crump, whose hours and talent putting this thing together was really Now, a couple things in there. Remember the macadamia farm? Well, there was a snake there, and that snake was 5 feet long, and it was just like slither deer. But he said, "Don't worry about it. They're good snakes."
If there's such a thing.
It was funny when we were in New Zealand. We went on our exchange in New Zealand, and they had no snakes in New Zealand. And I said, and they said, no. They said they sent all the snakes to Australia with the convicts. The song in there, "I've Been Everywhere, Man." Well, the Australians are interesting because they claim that macadamia nuts were invented in Australia. That pavlovas, this cakes, the pavlova cake, was invented in Australia, although New Zealanders absolutely claim that it was in New Zealand. And they also say that "I've Been Everywhere," that song, was invented in Australia. So anyway, it was pretty interesting. But a lot of those songs, the cities we actually visited are in that song. So it's interesting. For those that were here on time, we did a 23-day cruise from San Diego to Sydney, and that was the big beginning. And that was, I mean, it's one big ocean out there. I never want to do that again, ever. So it was really beautiful. Okay, Bill, are you ready?
Over here.
Okay. The this is, yeah, this will come.
The Rotary Sun Lakes Choir is going to sing a song.
Now, the part of the deal is on the trip, we had gifts for all the host companies at each stop. And so what we did is, basically, we did the Christmas, like a Christmas theme, okay? And so I put this together, and so we ready? 1, 2, what?
We do the chorus twice.
Okay.
Each time we do the chorus twice.
Do the chorus twice.
Yes.
Okay, chorus twice, okay. Okay, go.
Riding on the waves, stopping at some ports. Our awesome stay in Aussie land, we won't be out of sorts. Oh, jingle bells, jingling in your ears. We might have some Aussie wine and even Aussie beer. Oh, jingle bells, jingling in your ears. We might have some Aussie wine and even Aussie beers. Gosport folks are great, they are terrific hosts. They had us eat some Vegemite and even gave us toast. Oh, jingle bells, jingling in your ears. We might have some Aussie wine and even Aussie beer. Jingle bells, jingling in your ears. We might have some Aussie wine and even Aussie beers. This is our best exchange. We love your awesome land. We know that everything we see will truly be quite grand. Oh, jingle bells, jingling in your ears. We might have some Aussie wine and even Aussie beer. Jingle bells, jingling in your ears. We might have some Aussie wine and even Aussie beers. Now it's time to leave. Our Billy Bonds are packed. As we hit the Frog and Toad, we hope we'll soon be back. Oh, jingle bells, jingling in your ears. We might have some Aussie wine and even Aussie beer. Jingle bells, jingling in your ears. We might have some Aussie wine and even Aussie beer.
There you go.
Out front, and she's going to talk about the friendships that we actually made.
I'm Val, Bill Crump's wife. The Australia trip was the first time we were involved with Rotary Friendship Program, exchange program. And I have to be honest, Bill and I were both very reluctant about staying in total strangers' homes. We were pleasantly surprised. That was really the best part of the trip. The people were wonderful. Every one of our hosts were different. They were very different from each other, yet they were equally nice. They opened up their homes and their hearts to us. I think we've made some longtime friends, and hopefully we can keep in touch with them over the next years. And perhaps we can be their host when they come to Arizona. Another pleasant surprise was we formed friendships with these wonderful people that are sitting in this room. I have to share one funny story. Gail and I were talking to some Australian hosts, and they said, "Have you known each other for a long time before this trip?" And I quickly responded, "Yes." At the same time, Gail quickly responded, "No." Well, I kind of looked at her funny, like, "What are you talking about?" And she said, "Val, we just met on the cruise." It was at that moment that I realized that we had formed new friendships already. If you haven't been involved in one of these trips, the friendship exchange, you really need to consider it. You're going to be able to see, other beautiful states, other beautiful countries. The most important thing is you're going to make some longtime friends.
The thing about it is, like Val just to kind of reiterate what she said, when you go to a foreign country and you meet these people and you are instant friends because you're Rotarians. Instant friends. Everybody's smiling, everybody's happy. It is just it's like seeing old friends. Even you've never met them before, but they're like friends you've had for years and years and years. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience, and it's because we have Rotary in common, which is really, really great. I'm going to, Tom Walburn's coming up, and we're going to do, we've got a couple little gifts.
I need help for my singing part.
Somebody turn the light up there, because he's going to need the light.
A few days. We were in Tasmania for a few days. But we gave a Sun Lakes flag to everyone we visited and all, but I think a couple of them didn't have equivalent flags. But this was Gosford, this was up the road from Sydney. This was at Boonah, was toward the end.
Yeah.
We really liked Boonah. And then this was Sandy's favorite place. 4,500 trees in that town, and they're all blooming. October is their spring. So remember, when you go to Australia, add 6 months, or subtract 6 months. January it's hot, so at least 3 or 4 are club.
Oh, thank you
And
very
they've been
much.
hung on to for several months now.
Thank you
Yes,
very
sir.
much.
Lisa, what's a round trip
Well, the cruise would probably have cost about $10,000 a couple when you put in all the gratuities.
if you just flew over and back
If
though?
you flew over and back, you were probably looking at,
Probably.
Tom Burns, $1,600, I think it was, something around there was
Sounds about right.
what the airfare was over and back.
And then 1,600, but then on top of that, probably $3,000. I would imagine with lunches and
Yeah.
what other, stuff you bought, that sort of, so, but that's per person,
Yeah.
3,000 per person.
Yeah.
So, there's so many things, okay,
She went
Parliament.
there 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah. Parliament, the Rock Doctor, I'm trying to think what else, the Lighthouse. There were things that we did on that trip that you don't do if you're a tourist. You don't do it. You're not going to sit in a session of Parliament, you're not going to get in there.
Some
But
Australians.
because of the gentleman in Gosford, he got us to all go and sit in the session of Parliament. So were there, and what else did we do that you wouldn't do as a tourist probably? Probably a bunch of stuff. I went to a bunch of pubs and stuff that you wouldn't do as a tourist, but it was the Melbourne Cup. Unless you went there to Australia to see the Melbourne Cup, you'd never do that. And that was just a fantastic party. It was just like all the women had hats they wore, and it was really a lot of fun.
The only thing you have to watch exchange is go below the equator and you got 6 months. So you can't say we're going there in the summer because their summer's January and February. You have to be careful. I used to work with these guys and you say summertime, I said whose summer? Mine or yours? Christmas time they're cooking at the beach. There's no cold. So you have to be careful when you do travel, when you go, because you might be disappointed. If you go in August, it's going to be cold. And vice versa when they come here. So
The other
they come
thing
here
that's hard to grasp is you go north, you get warm,
Yeah.
you go south, you get cold. Because, the other side of the equator.
The other thing that's interesting is this trip, I told everybody about it, but in 2001 when we went on a Rotary Friendship Exchange, there were 2 people in the group, both males. And they both, the thing they were really interested in seeing is that when they flushed the toilet, the water went the other direction. Oh my God.
You learned that in physics, remember?
Yes, Bob.
And Frank, we do exchanges back and forth. Did you talk about them coming to visit us?
They're coming in October, and I don't have a total on the group numbers, but basically we will do pretty much the same thing they're doing, except we'll go to the Grand Canyon with them, and we go to Sedona, and we're going to go to Tucson, Karcher Caverns. It's really hard as an ASU guy to go to Tucson, so that's a big sacrifice for me. But anyway, so we do a lot of really neat things with them.
And then other clubs will be doing that too?
Involved in that?
Basically, we will on this one because it hasn't been broken basically district-wide. So basically, everybody on this trip was from Sun Lakes except for Carol Pavlicek. She was from the Mesa Club. So.